So here I'm again back with another fountain pen review, and this time today I'm gonna be reviewing the original fountain pen, my grail pen, everyone's dream grail pen. I think you guys have guessed it which pen it is. It's not the original one. Sorry for the disappointment. This is not the original one. This is the Jinhao X159, obviously an homage to Mobla's 149. This is the upgraded version of Jinhao's previous fountain pen of this model Jinhao 159, which I posted a review couple of weeks back. Go check it out. Uh, as you can see, as it's an homage to the original one, the girth, the shape, the size, the length of this fountain pen is pretty much almost same as the original one, but one interesting and most lovable and most wonderful feature of this fountain pen is the nib size of this fountain pen. Yes, Jinhao started their number 8 size nib installments with this Jinhao X159. I have also reviewed the previous version, that is this one, the Jinhao 159, which is a full metal body fountain pen, and this one is the acrylic body fountain pen, plastic body. I've posted a review of this previous weeks ago. Go check it out before you watch this video of this Jinhao X159 review, because you won't be able to uh, compare with without checking the previous video. Though I will do a shootout between these two fountain pen, the Jinhao X159 and the Jinhao 159, in my later part. I will do a shootout between these two fountain pens. So for today, uh, I will do the parts and features of this fountain pen. I will show it to you. I will do a writing sample with it, and I will discuss with you about my likes and dislikes of this Jinhao X159 fountain pen. So without further ado, let's get started, guys. Now the size comparison of Jinhao X159 with Parker Frontier. As you can see, it is much girthier and bigger than this Parker Frontier. Now let me show you side by side with the previous model, that is Jinhao 159. As you can see, almost the same length, but Jinhao 159 is a little bit girthier and it is a metal body with few differences in it. I will do a separate shootout of these two fountain pens. For now, let's focus on this fountain pen. So as I've told you that this is an homage to Mobla's 149. Now let me give you some overview of this fountain pen. Uh, this is a cartridge converter fountain pen with number 8 size Jinhao nib. It's a fine nib, stainless steel fine nib from Jinhao. When I bought this fountain pen, only nib was available. Now medium nibs are also available in this fountain pen. Colors that are available for this fountain pen are this black one, blue, red, green, maroon, orange, and green. I think I've mentioned green, and few other colors might be available, but I haven't seen in any marketplace or online stores in India. So these are the only colors that are available in India, and all these colors you will get with both all in these chrome trims and silver gold hardware as well. Next is that the price of this fountain pen. When I bought this fountain pen over a year ago, I paid rupees 450 rupees. That is almost $5. But from seller to seller, from online retailers to offline retailers, the price varies from rupees 500 to 800 rupees, that is almost $6 to 9.5 US dollars. So choose carefully where you're buying from. About the price, I will discuss with you in my likes and dislikes of this video. Now let's look at the parts of this fountain pen. As you can see, let me zoom out a little bit for now. As you can see, it's a pretty big and girthy fountain pen, almost like the original one, but nothing compared to the original one. Anyways, so this is, as you can see, a cigar shaped fountain pen with very good girth in it. The top of the finial is just normal black dome shaped finial on both the back and the on both the cap finial and the barrel finial, though on the barrel finial you will get this injection mold mark. Then comes to the clip and the clip band, and this part unscrews, but I won't try to show it to you because you might break your fountain pen and I also might break mine. So, and this clip is pretty functioning clip. As you can see, it's a minimalist clip, no fancy design on the clip. Then come to the cap band, which is engraved with Jinhao on the front and X159 the model number on the back of the cap band. Then the cap unscrews with one, two, three turns to reveal the section and Jinhao's number 8 size stainless steel fine nib. Now the cap posts and posts deeply and securely, and it makes a pretty good balance on the fountain pen. When you're posting the cap, it does not backweight the fountain pen at all because this is a resin body fountain pen, so it does not backweight the fountain pen at all. Now let's put the cap aside and come to the fountain pen. Now this is the Jinhao's first number 8 size stainless steel nib, fine nib with similar design on the top of the nib. As you can see over here, few scroll mark design on both the shoulders of the fountain pen, and just below the breather hole Jinhao chariot logo is engraved, and below the Jinhao logo Jinhao is engraved, and below Jinhao brand name F for fine is engraved. And this is the Jinhao number 8 feed. As you can see, it's pretty different than any of other Jinhao fountain pens. Now the grip section is pretty comfortable and girthy, as you can see, and I like my fountain pens to have a bit girth on this section, as you guys all know by now. Then comes the section threads, and just below the thread there is no or a minimal step down from the barrel to the thread section of the section thread. And as you can see guys, the scratch marks on the barrel is because of the capping and uncapping of the fountain pen, and these scratch marks are for the cap threads. These cap threads from continuous capping and uncapping, which I will discuss about it in my later part of the video. Then the barrel slightly tapers down to this metal band and then tapers down to the barrel finial. Now the barrel unscrews to reveal Jinhao standard converter. As you can see over here, Jinhao is engraved over here, and this section threads are metal so you won't be able to eyedropper this fountain pen. And over here, as you can see, an o-ring is also there to keep the barrel threaded in securely, and it does not comes out easily or does not unscrews easily from this section. Now let's do some writing sample with it. I will write with it unposted. As you can see, even unposted, this is a pretty big fountain pen. So this is the '59 fountain pen, and let me zoom in a little bit. And this is the number 8 stainless steel fine nib, and the ink is Shulekha Shwadin black. So for the writing sample, the G is that Q looks like a G. Anyways, the quick brown, as you can see, it writes so smooth, and it is much wetter and juicier as I've fine-tuned the nib. Now for some quick writing sample. No issues, no harshness, no skips whatsoever. Over here, this is me lifting the fountain pen from the paper. Now for the wetness of this fountain pen, as you can see, it's a gusher and it's so damn smooth. I just love using this fountain pen for hours and hours without any hand cramps or fatigues or hard starts or skips. Now this is a fine stainless steel Jinhao in-house nib, and as you all know that few Jinhao nibs have some flex with it, but those are not advertised as flex nibs, but you can squeeze out a little bit. As you can see over here, this is no pressure and this is a little bit of pressure. Some line variations can be had. It will open up the tines and it will write much more wetter and juicier. Now for some reverse writing. Reverse writing is also very smooth, and it takes the nib from fine to extra fine, and the ink keeps up, the feed keeps up with your writing, and it does not rise out on you. So if you want, you can reverse write with this fountain pen as well. So that's it for the writing sample of this Jinhao X159. Now let's move on to my likes and dislikes of this fountain pen. Okay, so now likes and dislikes of this Jinhao X159 fountain pen. First of all, it's obviously a Jinhao fountain pen, one of my favorite Chinese brand. Sorry, taking a hot cup of coffee. As I was saying that this is a Jinhao fountain pen, one of my favorite Chinese brand fountain pen manufacturing company. The overall size of this fountain pen, the overall girth of this fountain pen, the comfortability of this fountain pen is just to my liking, because I have big hands and I prefer to write with girthy and big and heavy fountain pens. Though this one is not heavy, the previous one, the Jinhao 159, is a metal body and a lot heavier than this one. So I like girthy and big size fountain pens, as you know by now, and because of these Jinhao's number 8 size nib, damn, this is so much comfortable to use even for longer writing session. I have wrote with this fountain pen pages and pages for like at least for 3-4 hours non-stop, and I didn't felt any hand fatigues or hand cramps or anything, neither with this metal body Jinhao 159, though this one is much heavier than this one. I didn't feel all those problems even with this fountain pen as well. Next is that the number 8 size nib is damn good. It's damn good. I mean, this is a fine nib. When I bought this from a retail shop that at from College Street. The shop name was from the top of my head College Pen Forum. Yes, I remember. College Pen Forum was the name of the retailer, and from there I bought this fountain pen. And man, this is smooth. Man, this is such a great writing experience with this number 8 size Jinhao nib. And Jinhao first, this is the first model that Jinhao started implementing their number 8 size nibs. Now many fountain pens are coming with number 8 size nibs from Jinhao's. Uh, Though, and another thing is that I have this one in fine nib. I would like to try out the medium one, but I have made this nib a bit wetter, more juicier, and a bit wider in line variation. Because as you guys know by now that I like my fountain pens a bit juicier, a bit wetter, lighter. So I've made the nib right like I would like to write with a fountain pen. So I would like to try the medium nib or in this fountain pen, and let's see in future I might post a review of that fountain pen as well when I will buy that fountain pen. Though it will be a separate nib unit, just fine and medium, but the overall fountain pen will be the same, but the writing experience will be different, which I will post a review obviously when I will have it in my collection. Next is that this is a cartridge converter fountain pen, as you guys have seen in the previous part of this video. So it's much convenient to use more like in piston fillers or vacuum fillers. There is a little bit of a hassle on using it, but with cartridges and a cartridge or converter type fountain pen, it's a bit less hassle when you're inking it up. Next is that the cap posts deeply and securely, as you can see, and because it's a lightweight fountain pen and the cap is also very lightweight, it does not back weight the fountain pen when you're writing with it posted, and it does not make the pen very long to use it to make it unable to use posted when you're writing with it. And this is one thing that I like about this fountain pen. Those who want to post their caps at the back of their fountain pen, they can do that. Next will be the functioning clip. The clip is pretty strong and functioning, and it holds on to any fabrics or materials that you're clipping this fountain pen on. Next is the cleaning and maintaining of this fountain pen is very easy, because this nib fountain pen comes with a nib unit which you can unscrew it from the pen, and then again from the nib unit the nib and the feet comes out if you pull it gently. For deep cleaning, it's much more convenient, which is another thing that I like about this fountain pen. The previous one, the Jinhao 159, is only a friction fit nib unit. Sorry, no, it does not have a nib unit. It's a friction fit nib and feed, which goes into one direction only, because it has a slot for the feed and the nib to go inside of the nib unit, which is fixed in this fountain pen, and it does not have a separate nib unit, but this one has a separate nib unit in it. Next is that because of the girth of the grip section, and I like girthy fountain pens, as I've told you before, this is very much comfortable to use for my hand. For smaller hands, it might not be as much comfortable to hold, but for bigger hands, it's quite comfortable to hold this fountain pen for longer writing sessions as well. Next is that one advantage of this number 8 size nib is that the distance between the nib tipping and the paper you're writing on becomes a bit better, so that you can see what you're writing with your writing on the paper, or you can adjust according to however you want to adjust your handwriting or your writing speed, or curvatures, or all those things. Because of these, I prefer to prefer this distance from the nib and the paper, because it makes me feel much more safer and makes my hand more controlled when I'm writing with this fountain pen, and I can adjust my writing according to my need, or however I want my writing to be. This number 8 size nib helps me doing that. Next, this fountain pen, as you have seen in the previous part of the video, that the cap takes 3 turns to uncap, which for many will be a deal breaker, which may not like, for which many of you might not buy this fountain pen. Many are there who likes to cap and uncap their fountain pens within one turn, or within 2 turns, but for me it's not a deal breaker, because a fountain pen is generally about its writing experience, how much comfortable you're with the writing experience with that fountain pen, or how much the nib is performing, how good the nib is performing on the paper, how smooth it is, how much ink it is coming out of the nib. That is the only main thing that every fountain pen users wants to find in a fountain pen, and this one does that pretty well. So that 3 turns to uncap and cap this fountain pen is not a deal breaker for me, but for many fountain pen users it will be a deal breaker. But I overall like this fountain pen, even if it has 3 turns to uncap the fountain pen. Next is that in Amazon.in I have seen few sellers, those who are selling separate nib units for this fountain pen, that is extra fine, fine and medium. So whoever wants to buy those separate nib units, if you are having this fountain pen, or if you are planning to buy this fountain pen, then you don't want to buy those separate nib units to be able to experience all the three nibs experience, like extra fine, fine and medium. You can buy that those buy nib units from Amazon.in, which is another good thing that I like about this fountain pen. Next is that let me add something to the previous point. With the previous one is that those nib will cost you rupees 1000, that is almost $12 for three nib units. So that pricing thing you have to keep it in mind. Next is that this is a good EDC fountain pen. No matter the girth, the length of the fountain pen, you can carry it everywhere. Even if you are carrying it in your shirt pocket or your blazer pocket, suit pocket, or in your pen case, you can carry it. And this is a good corporate style fountain pen. It's not eye catching or uh, what term can I use? It's not a conversation starter of a fountain pen. It's a good, uh, mostly corporate environment fountain pen, I will say. Next is that the cap does a pretty good job in keeping the nib wet for long period of time. I have kept this fountain pen inked for over 3 to 3.5 weeks, almost a month, and it wrote first time when I uncapped this fountain pen. Obviously, that will also depend upon the ink you're using. Like I've said, that many fountain pens are there in my collection that performs well with Shuleka Swadhin inks, which on using the Shuleka Swadhin inks, the nib stays wet and the pens right, and those fountain pens writes first time every time whenever I uncap those fountain pen. But with Parker Quick inks, like, it has this tendency to dry out on the nib and it will hard start and it will skip on you when you're writing it for after keeping the fountain pen for a long time. So this is another thing that I have found with this fountain pen cap, that this cap uh, keeps the nib wet for a long period of time. Also, that problem uh, can be solved with a proper sealing of the cap, and this fountain pen does that. Next, let me come to the dislike section of this fountain pen. uh, Firstly, I will mention that, as I've told you in the likes of this fountain pen, is that those separate nib units that you can purchase from Amazon.in for rupees 1000 for three nib units, that is extra fine, fine and medium, which is almost like $12 for for three nib units. I think that's very much overpriced for this fountain pen, because as I've told you, this fountain pen, you might get this fountain pen uh, starting from rupees 400 to maximum of 600 700, depending upon the seller you're buying from, depending upon which platform online seller you're buying from. So if you get a good deal when buying this fountain pen, both from online or offline retailer, if you get this fountain pen, I personally bought this fountain pen over a year ago for rupees 400, and for the price range, this is a good quality fountain pen, I will say. If you get even for rupees 500, you can go for this fountain pen. I will personally suggest you for sub 500 rupees category fountain pen. So as I was saying that if you get this fountain pen for rupees 400 to 450 rupees, you can buy three fountain pens for rupees almost 1100 to 1200 rupees, and for three nib units you will have to pay rupees 1000. So I think it will be, according to my preference, if I had to choose between buying three separate nib units and buying three pens, I will spend 200 rupees or 150 rupees more to have three pens in my collection of different color, because as I've told you, many colors are available in this fountain pen. Rather than having one color and three nib units, I will buy three colors of this fountain pen with three different nibs, that is extra fine and medium, which I will say is a deal breaker. So this thing you have to keep in mind. And for me personally, I don't see the point in buying three nib units, separate nib units for 1000 rupees. If had it been the case that this fountain pen does not come under 600 rupees, then I will suggest that you go for the nib unit, or under uh, yeah, 600 rupees will be fine, or a minimum of 550 rupees. Below 550 rupees, if you are not getting this fountain pen, then obviously you will go for the separate nib units. But for 550 rupees, I think you will also want to buy three fountain pens with different nibs of different colors. 600 pricing will be the best, because if you buy three pens for 600 rupees, obviously you will get some discounts and deals, and it will, from 800 rupees for three pens, it will a minimum of, you have to pay around 1500 to 1600 rupees, which is obviously much more costlier than buying three separate nib units for 1000 rupees. So if that's not the case, then why spend 100,000 rupees for three nib units when you can buy three different colors of this fountain pen with three different nibs if you spend 150 rupees or 200 rupees more? So that's my personal opinion. I am not proposing you to do, I'm not imposing this thought into your mind. It's my opinion, what I would have done, I am sharing with you. Next is that according to the price, it's a good fountain pen, but if you think that it will last forever, or the body won't get any scratch marks, you will be wrong, because in my fountain pen I have few scratch marks. And one scratch mark you will get in your fountain pen is that upon capping and uncapping of the fountain pen for your writing, you will get scratch marks. If I don't know, I don't think I can show you, obviously if the light reflects. I have also showed you in the previous part, in my parts and features of this fountain pen. I've showed you in there that you will get scratch marks at this point of the cap from the at this point of the fountain pen barrel, from capping and uncapping of the fountain pen. What happens is that the threads inside the cap are pretty long, lengthy threads. So when it is coming to an end to the barrel threads, it is getting past this barrel step down and is coming onto the barrel part, so it is getting scratched up. Because of that, it's not a, obviously again for me it's not a deal breaker, but if you want to keep your fountain pen pristine for a long time, this might not be the case even for your fountain pen. many fountain pens are there that get scratch marks like this upon capping and uncapping of the fountain pen, or upon posting and unposting of the cap at the back of the fountain pen. Even for posting and unposting of this fountain pen, those who are habituated in posting their caps at the end of the at the back of the fountain pen, even that might also get scratch marks at while continuous posting and unposting of the fountain pen. So the material is not that high quality that it will prevent from getting scratch marks and scuffs, which I don't like about this fountain pen given the price point. Now these fountain pens are available. So another thing that I've told you in the nib unit dislike of this fountain pen, that is, if you want to buy this fountain pen, don't pay more than 500 rupees, a maximum of 550 rupees for this fountain pen, because it does not worth that price of more than 550 rupees. It will be the best deal breaker if you get it within 400 to 500 rupees, as I bought this from the college pen forum at College Street for rupees 400, and for that price range I'm very much happy with this fountain pen, the performance of this fountain pen, the quality of this fountain pen. So with that being kept in mind, don't spend more than 500 rupees for this fountain pen. It will be much more overpriced for this quality of this fountain pen. That is, if you convert it to and if you want to buy good fountain pen for 600 rupees, and so then I will suggest you to go for uh, Parker Frontier, because that's a metal body fountain pen and you can find it both in chrome finish and matte black finish. That will be a good choice for you if you want to spend rupees 600 and more for a fountain pen. Don't buy this one. Next is that because of the quality of the material that is used in this fountain pen, many units of this fountain pen can be fragile, as I've seen many videos, many YouTubers or reviewers that who have posted that their Jinhao X159 fall apart. May be because they have dropped their fountain pen, or maybe some pressure was inserted on the some pressure was put on the fountain pen, it fall apart. So keep in mind that don't put too much pressure on this fountain pen. Like one part I want to mention, one portion, that in just below the cap band, this black part at the end of the cap will be much more fragile. So if you are scraping the fountain pen, don't over tight it to keep the nib wet all the time, or you might get cracks at the end of the cap section, because the cap band does not cover the end of the cap. So keep that in mind. Next is that as you have seen that the barrel threads, the section threads, sorry, the section threads has an o-ring in it. It's because to keep the barrel screw in tight in its position. Without, I have also checked, without the o-ring the barrel does not unscrews of its own, but still the o-ring is there. And if you think that because of the o-ring you can eyedropper this fountain pen. You won't, because this part is metal part, as I've told you, so metal will react differently with inks, so eyedroppering this fountain pen is not recommended. So with that being said, that's it for the review of this Jinhao X159 fountain pen. Hope this video was useful. I will do a shootout between this Jinhao X159 and Jinhao 159 in later part. Till then, if you want to buy this fountain pen, go for it, but as I've told you, don't spend more than 500 rupees. Within 500 rupees, this is a good quality collectible fountain pen, and you will have a good experience in it with it. Another thing I would like to know from you guys, that as I've mentioned or showed you in almost all of my videos, that as you know that I like my fountain pens to write the nibs of those fountain pens. I like them to write much more juicier or with a thicker line, and according to that I self tune those nibs to my preference. So you guys let me know, what do you want? If you want to see a review of the fountain pen that I have received from the factory as it is, or if you want to see the fountain pen, and also you want to know that if any tunings can be done on those fountain pens, or you want to see the after tuning of the fountain pen, that is after I have done some tunings or fine tunings with the nib or the fountain pens, and then I'm posting a review to show you the result of my fine tunings on those fountain pens. Those videos you want to see, just let me know. According to that I will try to post my reviews, because I'm not doing these reviews for myself, I'm doing this for yourselves, you guys. So you guys let me know which type of videos you want to see, before fine tuning or after fine tuning of the fountain pen or the nib, so that you will get a better idea about those fine tunings, and if you guys can do it yourself, or how it can be done, those videos you don't want to see. So let me know in the comment section below. Till then, take care, bye bye.